Morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on day 2 of the NHL Draft. We're joined here by our second round pick, Ryker Evans. Just a quick reminder, if we can use the hand raise function to ask questions, and please leave your line muted unless you're actively asking a question, just so we can keep it a little clear. But we'll go ahead and open things up for questions now. Let's start with Darren Brown.
Hey, Ryker, first of all, congratulations. Welcome to Seattle. I was looking at some stats for you here in Regina. I noticed that you went from essentially being about a half a point player 2 years ago to being a point per game player last season. How do you kind of explain that improvement? What do you think factored into that?
Well, last year we obviously had that extended break there. I was able to work on a lot of things that you would never really get to work on during the season. And that just allowed my confidence and my belief in my abilities to skyrocket, and the help of my teammates. And that kind of all contributed to the success this year.
Very cool. Thank you.
Bob.
Good morning, Ryker. Congratulations. Bob Condor with the Kraken.
Thank you.
You describe yourself as a give and go type player, somebody who gets the puck out of the zone and onto the offense. Can you talk a little bit about what that means to you and how you've worked on that the last couple of years?
Yeah, I feel skating's my strong suit. So I like to play with speed, and definitely taking it up into the zone and creating those give and go odd man rushes is something I contribute to my game.
Let's go Bob again.
Hey, Ryker, I remember a story from a few years ago with Duncan Keith, who's obviously going to play for Edmonton this year, talking to a reporter at NHL.com when I was there about everybody coming up to him at the 2008 All-Star game and saying, "Are you surprised to be here?" And our reporter actually didn't do that. And when they had the cup on his pier a couple of years later, actually, he said to Mike, "You're the only guy who didn't say you're surprised to be here." So I'm not going to ask you if you're surprised to be here. What were you thinking going into this day? Do you have hopes to land this high?
There's definitely a lot of uncertainties as to where you're going to go, especially in the later rounds. But I'm just blessed to be picked by the Seattle Kraken in the second round, and that's kind of all I'm thinking about right now.
Darren Brown.
Hello again, Ryker. How did the process play out with the Kraken? Did they give any indication that they were interested in picking you? I'm sure you at least chatted with them a number of times. And then my second question is, what are your thoughts on playing for a brand new franchise, and what does that mean to you?
Yeah, we talked quite a bit on the phone with Jeff Crisp and the head guy. We went through various calls, and I'm just extremely excited to get started with this brand new franchise. Beautiful city, playing there against the Seattle Thunderbirds. They've got to have one of the best fans in the league, and just knowing that, I'm excited.
Yeah, it is. It can be pretty rowdy at at the Accesso Shower Center, no question about it. Do you think that's going to carry over a bit to the NHL fan base?
I believe 100%. They're a passionate fan group, especially with the Seahawks there, and 100% that's going to change over to the NHL culture.
Any other questions here for Ryker? All right. Well, thanks, Ryker. Congratulations. We appreciate you joining us, and go celebrate with your family now if you can.
Perfect. Will do. Thank you.
Thanks.